Shalom, Shalom, my gang. Hey, I'm the brother Shaquat to the TMS Dallas camp, man. I first want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, by Shem, YAHAWASHI, by Shem, Lakakwadash. I got the brother YAHAWAH here with me.
Or Shalom.
Yeah, man, we just want to come a little quick hit about, this fall of the kingdom of Babylon and how it relates in relation to the ruler of it, Esau Edom. And RT, they have a new article out on them. It came out September 26, 2018. It says U.S. has to come to terms with its place in the world, just as Britain did when its empire collapsed. Now, basically, United States, they've been ruling not just America, but all these other nations in the past, let's say about 200 years, roughly over 250 years, with this new empire, America. You see? Because when they came over here, they took it from the predecessors, the native Indians, which is the northern tribe, Gad and Reuben. They was over here living peacefully, and they snatched the country from them after they, fled from the British empire. You see, they wanted to be independent, okay? But now, through all that chaos that they did, all the rape, robbery, and murder that they did to get all these riches here in America, these other nations are starting to look upon America, you see? So I'm going to just start the article. It says, Trump's threats of war, sanctions, and promises to make America great again could be dismissed as the ranting of an eccentric politician. Because right now, Trump is proud, okay? And what does the scripture say? Pride going forth before destruction. So, in the midst of him being prideful, he doesn't even realize that this whole society is about to crash and crumble. You see? It says, but this isn't all about Trump. What he advocates is representative of much of the U.S. elite. Because that's basically how all these devils feel. Nobody actually feels like, America is going to go down, even though it's in thin air, in thick air, so to speak. Lower level Edomites can actually see it. But, the ones in Congress, the elite, they don't feel like this place is going to go down, Because the president and his generation of Americans grew up in a world where the USA was the greatest superpower in human history. And that says a lot because it's true. Who else had the nukes and everything before America? We know Russia got them, but who were the first ones to create them? It was the Amalekites, the top tribe of Esau. See? It says it was not just their vast arsenal of nuclear weapons and their war machines, but in 1945, around 50% of the entire world economy was in the United States of America, with Britain and the USSR hobbling along with around 10% each. So, this devil had everybody, looking at him as God. You see? It says America dwarfs the power that the British Empire had in the 19th century. And what I just said, about roughly around 250 years. You see, that's how long Esau Edom has been ruling the entire planet Earth. You see, through the economy, through trade, through agriculture. You see, he takes other people's lands, and he thrives off their resources. It says, in the years that followed, America would intervene all over the world, not to spread democracy, but to overthrow governments that were not working in America's commercial interest. And there you have it, the proof in the pudding, man. You see, these low-level Edomites, they put these articles up because they see how society is crumbling, man. You see? And it's like they're doing the work on the left-hand side. You see? The scriptures say you can't do anything for the truth. Anything against the word, but for it. You see what I'm saying? It says whether it was the coup that removed the government of Iran in 1953 and brought back the dictatorship of the SHAM, or the military coup in Brazil in 1964 that overthrew a socialist, democratically elected government or the dozens of other coups around the world, America crushed any opposition to its economic interests. And that's true. Just like I said, they go over there and they crush anybody who's opposing a threat to them. You see, if you don't want to go and live by American standards, hey man, America about to come over there and cause action. You see? It says some 45 years after the end of the Second World War came the collapse of the Soviet Union, by which time America's share of the global economy was down 25%. So they start saying, hey, we got to do something about the Soviet Union, which are the Russian Magars. They saw that they were starting to gear up and get weapons. You see what I'm saying? They start getting stronger. But hey, what did they say? We got to go do something about that. Okay? It says the collapse of the Soviet Union unleashed a wave of assumptions about the future. The most significant of these was Francis Fukuyama's 1992 book, The End of History and the Last Man. But hey, you can make all the books you want. You are the last nation to be ruler. You see? You're not the last man. You're the last nation to be ruler because we got men. It says this was met with acclaim around the world as he argued that the ideological evolution of humanity was over with the triumph of Western liberal democracy. And that's true. Western world and Western way is the end of you so-called white man, you Edomites, way of life. It's the end of you all's rule. Okay? Because what do they put on the pedestal? Idolatry. See? Spiritual witchcraft. You know? Homosexuality. Everything that's against the ways of the Heavenly Father, they put on a pedestal. It says Fukuyama had previously worked in the U.S. State Department under Ronald Reagan and later worked for the first George Bush. Now he is a senior fellow at Stanford University and has just published a book called Identity, looking at the current political situation. But it was his 1992 book that dominated the political debate as he predicted that the collapse of communism meant that there was only one system left for our planet. Pragmatic liberal democracy, and the world would never change again. And that basically sums it up. You see?
Con, I got a precept going into what you were talking about.
Con, get that.
You know what I'm saying? Because you mentioned that earlier in the article about how America would intervene all over the world. You know, not to spread the democracy, but to overthrow governments. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to bring this out. All right, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. It says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people, man. And that's true.
Right.
Oh, you want to break that down?
Oh, no, you got it, bro. I mean, you want me to break it down?
Yeah, go ahead, Con,
Okay, yeah. He heapeth him all people. You see, and that's exactly what Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has done for the last 250 years. Okay? He heaped all these other nations to himself, their resources, their power index, industrial agriculture. He heaped all that to himself to put him on a pedestal so that he be worshipped as a god. And furthermore, to be a selfish demon at that. He wants the whole world, man. He can't stop just being successful. He needs everyone else to be looked to him as the ruler or as the ruler of society. See? This had a little bit more on this article. I'm gonna just read this last paragraph. It says, across much of the capitalist West, tens of millions have seen their lives get worse, and this has fueled the growth of far-right groups and racial hatred. Hey, and that's the racial war that's to come, okay? What did he say in Matthew chapter 24? When these times come, you're going to see what? Rumors of wars, famine, pestilence, nation against nation. Okay? That's exactly what we're seeing now. That's how we know the days are to come to when this society is going to crash. It says, but different things are happening elsewhere in the world, of which the most significant is the rise of China. Around 40 years ago, China was a basket economy with 90% of its people living in poverty. But the economic strategy of China has lifted over 500 million Chinese out of poverty, and that economy has grown to a point where it is about to overtake the USA. Not surprisingly, this has caused a backlash in the American establishment. And why are they causing a backlash? Because now this devil ain't got nowhere to run. His ways and his ideologies are being looked upon by all these other nations, and they see if they want to be successful, they're going to have to rule themselves. You see? So we're going to get some scriptures here. We're going to start off with Isaiah 14.
Okay.
And
you want me to read for you?
Yeah, come on. Read verse 4 for me.
All right, this is Isaiah 14, verse 4. It says, that thou shalt take up this proverb.
If you like, y'all start at 3.
Oh, 3, okay, Khan, I got you. It says, and it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord, or Salaki, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
Right. That's what the men of the Lord are doing right now. We're taking this proverb up, which is these scriptures, and we are out here proclaiming the fact that this country, this kingdom is about to go down. Okay? We are letting everybody know the oppressor has ceased and the golden city has ceased. This economy is going to waste. You see? You got it out.
Khan, verse 5, it says, the Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and hindereth.
Right. He who has ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. We're persecuting him. You see three words. Through us going out and prophesying the downfall of his place, and it's happening, and the lower level Edomites make these articles. He's being persecuted spiritually and physically. You see? And it's a beautiful thing. You got it right.
Khan, that's right. You know, because we just read that in Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about he who enlarged his desire as hell. You know what I'm saying? But gathers unto him all nations. You know what I'm saying? So when you read that where it says, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and you can see that these so-called white people, these Edomites, how they're ruling the planet Earth right now, man, and how they dealing with these other nations, like the brother Shaquat is going into. You know, America goes into these other nations, and if they don't do what they want, he goes in there and sets a ruler that's going to do what they say. You know what I'm saying? You can look at that, like we read in that article. You know what I'm saying? All these nations that America has took over and so-called established their democracy. You know what I'm saying? Look at what happened with Libya, with Gaddafi. You know? And it gave you the other examples. What was it? Venezuela, right?
It had went into China, and it had went into...
Oh, it was Brazil. Salaki, it was Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil.
It was Brazil and Iran. No,
Iran, yeah.
Yeah, it was Iran. Yeah, Khan. You know what I'm saying?
Because they set up a coup. I'm gonna read it one more time. It says whether it was the coup that removed the government of Iran in 1953 and brought back the dictatorship of the Shah, or the military coup in Brazil in 1964 that overthrew a socialist.
Yeah, man, and in America, that's what they're trying to do with Syria. That's what they're trying to do with Syria right now. You know, and eventually, if America has its way, if they deal with Syria in that way, you're looking at Russia. Russia, they're not gonna deal with that. They're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna let America keep doing what it wants, along with the other Salakia, along with the other nations, ain't going keep putting up with America's bullshit, so to speak. You know.
I got a picture for you.
Here, let me pull it up here on the so I can see it on the blue, on the screen record. What verse is it?
Let's get Psalm 54 and 5.
Okay, you said Psalms 54 and 5. Okay, go ahead.
It says, Psalm 54 and 5, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, they commune of laying snares privily, they say, who shall see them? And if you mind, I just want to break that down real quick. America, they have went into these countries, and it says they set up crews. And what is that? That's laying snares privily. You see? Because privily, that just means a word like privately. You see? Without seeing. Just like how it says, who shall see them? Because they think no one sees them doing all this. What you would call in the military espionage or reconnaissance. You see what I'm saying? They go in, set up little spies, make set up propaganda, false propaganda. All right? And they put out certain ideologies that the country thinks is good for them, that's laying them snares. And then what does he do? He lays back like a snake and then bites. All right, he tears down the economy, the economic structure. All right, he gets in politically and messes things up. That's what the so-called white man Esau Edom does.
Go on.
You keep reading on that because we're going to stop at verse 7 on that.
Okay. This is Psalm 64:6. It says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But
right, they accomplish a diligent search. All right, they actually sit back and wait to when it's the right move to execute wickedness within these foreign countries. That's why when they eventually take it down, it's a big takedown, like what the brother just said, Gaddafi. Hey man, they set up propaganda and certain ideologies there so bad to where they had their own people murder that man. They had their own people set out and kill a leading politician there. You see?
God.
That's how powerful it was when they went over there and set up that propaganda over there in Libya.
Right. Let's see.
Keep reading one more verse.
Okay, Colin, verse 7, it says, but the Most High Yahawah shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded.
Right. The Most High is going to shoot at them with his arrow. You see, and what is that going to be? That's going to be those ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles, and that's going to wound the devil for the rest of eternity, man.
Right.
We can go back to Isaiah 14. I really want to touch on, he used to be, high.
Okay, this is Isaiah 14. I'm going to start back at verse 6. It said, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. And that's what that's talking about. The dead is talking about these other nations. All right. Verse 10, and they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
That's exactly what these nations are saying right now, man. They actually, like a bully, when a bully actually gets called out for the first time, everybody in the room is like, man, I think we need to get on this thing too. And that's exactly what's going on. These other nations are starting to look at Esau, Edom, like, hey, we need to rise up now. Because, hey, they're not in captivity like Israel, but they damn so tired of being bullied, man. I tell you that.
Con. All right. Let's see. So that was verse 10. This is verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which sittest weak in the nations?
That's right. How art thou fallen, O Lucifer? Okay, and that word Lucifer just means light. And what does light? The word light go back to? That goes back to knowledge. Because this man knows exactly who he is. Okay, the elite, they know who they are. And they know that if they let this kingdom go this time, it might not be no coming back. But hey, that's what the scriptures say, man. How art thou fallen? How have you gone from the top head nation of this world to just somebody who's about to lose their rulership? And I actually want to get that precept too, because that's a good question. I got a precept I can go directly to answer that question. Can you get Sirach chapter 10, starting at verse 7?
Okay, you said Sirach 10.
The question I posed was, or the question the scriptures posed back in Isaiah 14 was, how has Lucifer fallen? How art thou fallen? You see? And we're going to answer the question with the scriptures.
All right, this is Sirach chapter 10, verse 7. It says, arrogance is hateful before the Lord and before men, and injustice is outrageous to both. Sovereignty passes from nation to nation on account of injustice and insolence and wealth. How can he who is dust and ashes be proud? For even life, his bowels decay. A long illness baffles the physician. The king of today will die tomorrow. For when a man is dead, he will inherit creeping things and wild beasts and worms. The beginning of man's pride is to depart from the Lord. His heart has forsaken his maker. For the beginning of pride is sin, and the man who clings to it pours out abominations. Therefore the Lord brought upon them extraordinary afflictions and destroyed them utterly. The Lord has cast down the thrones of rulers and has seated the lowly in their place. The Lord has plucked up the roots of the nations and has planted the humble in their place. The Lord has overthrown the lands of the nations and has destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. He has removed some of them and destroyed them, and has extinguished the memory of them from the earth. Pride was not created for men, nor fierce anger for those born of women.
That's in verse 8, Sirach chapter 10, verse 8.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 8.
Yeah.
Okay, I started at 7. You want me to read at 8? Okay, Khan. This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. It says, sovereignty passes from nation to nation on account of injustice and insolence and wealth.
Hold on, wait, I'm trying to get the description that talks about, because unlike dealing, one kingdom is translated to another.
Okay.
Chapter 10, right?
Man, it might be, I think this is a different version, Salaki, because I'm using my computer, so I don't have, you know what I'm saying? So let me see if I can pull up the King James version on here.
Let me go ahead and get that possible.
Or if you got it pulled up on yours?
No, it's at the house.
Okay, no, that's all good. Let me see. Okay. Salakia, give me 1 second.
I'm trying to re-download the app. I don't know what. Every I leave the internet. I have to re-download my Apocrypha app.
Oh, that's all good. Just give me 1 second. I might be able to. Man.
Okay, I got it now. I have to re-download it.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah, come.
Okay.
Going to it right now. That was just stated. Going in right now. Mark chapter 10, verse 8. Okay, so this is the rock. The book of Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of others. I'm going to start at 6. It says, bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong, and do nothing at all by injurious practice. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injury, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's the answer to that question I was posed in Isaiah chapter 14. Okay? It says, and they shall speak unto thee. It says, verse 12, it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How is he fallen? Because of unrighteous dealings and riches gotten by the sea. You see? What do they tell you when growing up? If you're out here lying and stealing, okay, cheating on everything, being a dirtbag, all that's gonna come back on you. You see, so it's not worth to do all that. So you're gonna lose all of it. And that's exactly what this devil has done. He's gotten all these riches through iniquity. And that's why all of it's gonna be lost. You see?
Khan. You got any more on that in Ecclesiasticus?
No, that's it.
Okay, Khan, I'm going to continue this on Isaiah. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mountain of the congregation in the sides of the north.
There you go.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down in hell to the sides of the pit. And that's the whole mentality of Esau, man. They want to be like the Most High, man. They want to be as God. You know what I'm saying? That's why they built things like the International Space Station and send probes out there and different satellites up in the stars, man. Because they wanna have that power. You know what I'm saying? They wanna establish that rulership like the Most High. That's why they're trying to chip everybody with that RFID chip. They want to be omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent like the Most High. That's why they're pushing all these kinds of how do you say, these kinds of
technology advances.
Yeah, technology. Yeah, that, you know what I'm saying. But these agendas. There you go. That's the word.
Yeah.
All these different agendas when it comes to controlling the people, controlling the earth. Like the brother said, to these technological advances. You know, that's why Esau does these things. They don't do it to benefit other people or the earth or anything else, or humankind, but they're for themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want to be like the Most High, man. They throwing up them space stations up there because they want to never set them, like it says in what is that, Obadiah, where it says that even though he said your nest amongst the stars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It says
hey, man, that's beautiful, bro.
It's like you. What'd you say, Shaquat?
No, I was just saying that's beautiful how you went into that. You know, that's exactly what's going on.
Con. Actually, you had that precept already set up.
Yeah, I can get it right now.
Con. Yeah. Okay.
This is Obadiah, chapter 1. Start at.
You can start from the top, actually.
Okay, I just start from the top. It's Obadiah chapter 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahawah power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahawah, and an ambassador is set among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Yep, that's the whole mentality of Esau, man. They're so proud, you know, and that goes into, even though that goes into back in the ancient world where Esau used to dwell in the Caucasus Mountains, you know, they used to dwell in those caves. You know what I'm saying? That's how they were known as cave dwellers up in the mountains. But even today, that's been reincarnated into that same way of living even today, man. That's why Esau builds these skyscrapers and all these tall buildings and that. That's the same thing as dwelling in those clefts of the rocks, you know. Go ahead. Oh yeah, and it says, "Who shall bring me down to the ground?" That, you know, they so proud. They tempt the Most High. They mock the Most High. Do all kinds of crazy shit. You know, willing to do all these things and all these abominations in front of the face of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Like, who gonna hurt me? Who gonna bring me down? You know, because really, in their spirit, they know that nothing's gonna happen to them. You know what I'm saying? But there's gonna be a time where all that iniquity, all that evil that they commit is going to catch up with them. That's why in Ecclesiastes, I forget where it's at, it says, you know what I'm saying, pretty much like they do all kinds of evil, but they, you know, they're not judged. I forget what.
You know,
that's,
I got you. That's Ecclesiastes chapter 8. Talking about because since it's for evil doing, it's like it's stealing.
There you go. That's it right there.
I got you right here. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. It says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Yeah, man. Just because they don't feel that judgment right away, or the consequences, all right, like Esau. He don't see the consequences of all the evils that he's done. You know, it's fully set in his heart to keep doing evil, to keep going off, to keep pushing his agenda and destroying the earth along with the nation of Israel. All right. Let's see. You want to finish that off in Obadiah?
Obadiah chapter 1. I'm gonna start back at the end of verse 3. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou sit thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahawah.
Yeah, man, you in this high state. You right now. This is your kingdom. Right now, you in heaven right now. You know what I'm saying? You in that heavenly slate. You up there in the clouds. But the Most High is gonna bring you down, like the brother just read. You know what I'm saying? Like that, all that iniquity, man, is not gonna go unpunished. Right now, you building a tab, and the Most High is going. It's gonna be a time when the Most High is gonna come and collect that tab.
That's right.
All right. You want to keep going on this, or did you want to finish that off?
We can go back to Isaiah 14. It was at 12.
Because remember we brought that out in Obadiah, because of that I believe it's verse 14 where it says, "I will ascend up the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High."
Yeah, we can go back to Isaiah 14. I'll continue on 15. And if you want to continue 15.
Yeah, I'll read it for you. It says, this is Isaiah 14 and 15. It says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down in hell to the sides of the pit. They that see..."
Right.
Oh, Salaki.
You got it. Go ahead.
All right. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake
Right.
kingdoms?
Right. And I love that scripture, man. Is this the man that did shake the earth, made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? That's exactly what these nations gonna say here, in word and in spirit, man, because this man got everybody in derision. You see? People don't know who to worship. People don't know if they're a man or a woman. The kids don't know if they're a boy or a girl. You got people out here want to fake and be, transgender or, call themselves a she-man or what is that, a they. This is all out confusion, man. And when they look back on this, they're going to say, man, is this the one responsible for all this BS? You see?
God, that's right. And that's how you know it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan, because of that one word right there in that verse where it says, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? Because all that word Lucifer means, like the brother Squat said, all it means is light bearer. And really, if you go into that word Lucifer, it's talking about of the king of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Describing the king of Babylon. And how do you know that this is Babylon today? You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is go to Revelation chapter 11. The place that was spiritually called Sodom in Egypt. Because today, this is all those nations put together, man. Rome, Egypt, Sodom, Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? Babylon. It's all here today, man. All the gods that oh, Salaki, what'd you say?
I was just going to say this even Greece. Rapid Christos.
Right. All them gods that were worshipped back in those ancient great cities are all here today, man.
Mm-hmm. That's right. This place has to be destroyed, man. For the forwardness and opposition to the Most High. Mm-hmm. And for the captivity and destruction of the nation of Israel.
Khan, that's right. Salaki, you mind reading that real quick? I gotta grab some, or finish reading that in Isaiah. Break.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, if you can break it down too, I gotta grab something real quick.
Okay, go ahead. This is Isaiah chapter 14. We're gonna start back at 16. It says, "They shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prison?" And that's wickedness, man. Okay, you destroy kingdoms, and then you don't open the house of the prison. And who is the prison? That's Israel, man. Okay? You have had us and destroyed us for centuries on end, man. And now in this kingdom in America, we've been over here for what, 400, 500 years? You see? It won't be an end to Israel's destruction if the Most High Son wants to come back. You see? You took Israel captive, just like it says in Ezekiel chapter 35. Let me get that right quick. Very quick, yes. Ezekiel chapter 35. I'm going to start at 1. It says, "Moreover, the word of Yahawah came unto me, saying, Son of man, let's set our face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it." That's what we're doing, prophesying against Mount Seir. That's the dwelling place of Esau, Edom. And say unto it, thus says Yahawah power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt not know that I am Yahawah. And this right here is why he's going to do it. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that the iniquity had at end. And that's what it was talking about back in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 17. It said that open not the house of his prison. See? verse 17. In verse 18, it says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, fly in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable plant, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. And that's what you done to the nation of Israel. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Verse 21, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. And that's exactly what's going to happen to the children of Esau, Edom, man. It says prepare slaughter for them. For the rape, robbery, and murder of the nation of Israel, and for your wickedness, man. It says, I will also, verse 22, for I will rise up against them, says Yahawah of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, says Yahawah. And that's going to be the end of Esau. You see? I'm going to get one scripture to precept with that. This is Obadiah 1 and 18. It says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahawah has spoken. So that's the judgment of Esau, Edom, man. The nation of Edom. All right? Pure fire. After the Most High Son, Yahawah shall come down here and redeem the 144,000 left with the 1/3. We're going to put Esau, Edom in captivity, and after that 1,000-year rule, we're going to burn them up in a big bonfire, man. You see?
Gone, that's right. Yep. That's the ultimate end for Esau.
Ultimate end. You're going to be Thanos.
Gone, yeah, we with a snap of the finger, man, they're gonna be done, they're gonna be gone.
Mm-hmm. But hey, that's all I had, you know. We can get Revelation chapter 17, but we pretty much made the point because they talked about how the nation's gonna look upon him, you know, and now they look upon him.
Con, yeah, we can make this part 1, you know what I'm saying, and then do part 2, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like this one. You know what I'm saying? All right, then, yeah, that's all I had, you know.
All right, well, hey, I'm going to do all praise to Yahawah by
Hashem, YAHAWASHI, Hashem, YAHAWASHI.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, man. I want the 144,000 elect Archangel to keep fighting, man. Put Yahawah first, and Shalom.
All right, then, yeah, Shalom.